generating electricity with plasma.
Yeah.
I think it's so fascinating.
Yeah. Me
And
too.
and so it's like awareness about body has is a electric being, and then plasma it says is a golden this a nectar that is able to generate a lot of energy, and for me quite fascinating for my future project.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry about that interruption. I'm just going
Mm,
to introduce the show now and then we'll just continue. We'll
okay.
go into this. We'll start at
Mm.
the beginning so people understand what we're talking about. So,
Good to see you.
welcome. Yeah. Welcome everyone to the Anna Seahawk
Welcome.
podcast. And again, we have Annabelle joining us today. We're going to have an interesting discussion about plasma and the electrical charge that it holds. So, Annabelle was watching a video I shared where the gentleman was speaking about the amount of electricity that they managed to harness from evolved or aged plasma that they powered a house for it. I can't remember all of the details,
Mm.
but the gist of it is that we're actually capable of generating electricity from plasma, which is totally fascinating. And Annabelle, you that really uh, you sort of you were surprised by that too. I actually thought when I shared it, I thought this was going to be the thing that people would kind of latch onto and go like, "Wow,"
Mm.
because something so new. I'd never really heard of it. I mean, I heard of it a little bit before, but not very much.
Yeah, and I try to search online like how to generate the electricity from plasma. There is a PDF theory teaching you the formula of making this,
Oh
and
wow.
I was so surprised. I was like so crazy, and I think as an artist uh, is quite inspiring because because of the way I use organic material
Mm,
in my work, and how my daily practice uh, like as a plasma taker every day can also be a electricity generator to, yeah, to maybe to make life to give life to the artworks.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I want to spend some time about this, and I want to thank you for sharing this video. I think is really mind blowing.
Yeah, there was a lot of things in the
Yes.
mentioned in there besides this, but
Mm,
yeah, it would be. I know that there's a company that makes these portable lights and they power them with seawater, but you can
mm,
also use plasma to power them too. And one guy
mm,
did a debunking video actually about using plasma to make the light work, but it didn't work. But he was using fresh plasma, he wasn't using
mm,
evolved. And
mm.
it's the evolved plasma that has that charge to it. So you do have to let it. We don't like in the plasma circles that we use. We don't we don't usually use this word age It's more of an evolution than what we traditionally think of aging. We think of a degeneration and a lowering of frequency, but it's actually an evolution. It's actually growing more things and creating more things, and
Mm,
that's where the electricity comes from. And I mean, our bodies are electric. You know, we're
mm,
electric beings.
mm,
So it makes sense, and how we experience plasma too in our lives, ingesting that in, it's like a really that negative charge on the body pulls out all of the impurities. We think of negative as a negative thing, but negative in plasma is a, a positive aspect.
yeah.
Yeah. I was actually curious too about, not to go off the topic of the electricity. I mean, it'd be amazing to have a lamp beside your bed or in your home that was running off your own orina, your own plasma. It would be just on an energetic level, like in many different ways. That would be so amazing to experience. But I
Yes.
wonder about the pH of the liquid and that influence that it has on different colors, like if you're doing a watercolor or anything like that. The different pH, I know it changes the colors of things. So I wonder if there's a way that you can use different pH uh, plasma in a watercolor to make the colors different. Have you ever thought of doing something like that? Or have you
I
experimented?
never, I don't know why I never try out watercolor, but I make use of natural pigment,
Hmm.
and I think when you mentioned this to me, I think uh, it is better to use your own like natural pigment, and then you experiment with the pH difference of the plasma,
Hmm.
and yeah, I think this way works for me better.
Oh,
And
cool.
I from time to time, when I see maybe a house, an ant house made of a mat, I will
Hmm.
collect a bit of them, and then I powder them, and then yeah, I mix with some liquid and
Really?
rabbit gum, and yeah, make into a paste, and I think a pH difference. Oh, I think will doesn't work with the earth,
Mm-hmm.
but leaves and the flower pigment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for
Maybe.
example, the blue pea flower, they have uh, the blue pigment,
Mm-hmm.
and then when it goes alkaline, or you add acids into the pigment of the flower, they might turn into red, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
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 I wonder about that. I
yeah,
don't
and
have a
for
lot of, there's no blue pea here. I wonder if I could, anyway, I might try some things myself. But yeah,
yeah,
if you do, let me know.
mm, I definitely think it works for the leaves, the chlorophyll,
Yeah.
and even with natural dye like onion, the onion
Yeah. Right, the
skin,
onion
or
skin. Yeah.
yeah, avocado, a lot you can experiment,
Yeah.
especially with the fresh leaves when you extract the chlorophyll, and then you can experiment with a different plasma. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is really interesting.
Do you use much water in your pieces that you make? Like this one behind you, I feel like, I mean, I when I first saw it, I actually felt that there was water in it somehow. Uh, do you want to share
So
about this piece behind
yeah,
you?
this is liquid. For me, it's liquid, and but it becomes liquid when you heat you heat it up because it's made of wax.
Oh.
So yeah, so I'm also quite fascinated by uh, beeswax, for
Mm.
example, or just paraffin wax. The nature of the material, and it changes. Uh, it let you have a you know it let you play and experiment with with uh, with what kind of possibility you want.
Mm.
And I don't know what will happen. I think this is a kind of situation that makes accidentals that excites me.
Mm.
Mm. And then how do other material adapt to these changes also is is always an experiment.
Mm.
For me, it's never end. It's never finished. Mm. And I actually this is an expanded work from a very small drawing. I decided to give the work a bit of space and see how is it like. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I think sometimes you begin something small, and after some time you think uh, you want to you want to bring out this voice, and by by giving enough space for this voice, yeah, and then I yeah, it's like working, and then when you think it's okay, you can build a timeline like a frame,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just concentrate in this timeline of a frame idea to develop with these changing liquids. It becomes a solid material when it cools down, and when you heat it up again, it melts, and yeah.
Yeah, wax is really interesting because you can encase something in it
Yes.
and then you can emboss it. Like you can make it have a texture,
Mm.
and there's so many different ways to
Yeah.
use it. I love beeswax.
Mm, at first I was just thinking, oh, I want to just to preserve
Mm.
maybe the twigs or something,
Mm.
just to make it more pro- protect protecting,
Right.
like a protecting agent. But I like the texture of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, it's something organic. It's like organic and non-organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yes.
Plasma
Mm.
wouldn't really work very well with that. But maybe in a way to do something to like the uh, change the color of something and then dry that out and then emboss it in the beeswax. I'm really interested about
Mm,
plasma and making a piece, like using that in art
yeah, I
in some
think
way, just to
I
energetically have the feel of that on the wall. I
mm,
love it in my laundry. I love using the plasma in my laundry, my clothes, and not just that, like in everything around me, cleaning as a cleaning agent. It like changes the feel of the place when
mm.
you do that. Do you how what kinds of ways do you use your plasma besides consuming it and on your body? Do you use it in washing and things like this?
Not yet.
Hmm.
Mm. But I am for myself. I wash myself with. I mean, for the face, I use the clay and moringa powder.
I love the moringa for the body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay and moringa powder. Nice.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just two like a 50-50
Mm-hmm.
mix of this, and then I wet my face, and then I pour a little bit of powder, and then pat on, and then just wash.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Do
and
you let it dry on your face?
not really.
Mm.
Mm. But
It's like a
sometimes I do.
soft exfoliant in a way.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it will also talk because talking about the pH thing is like more negative. So I think it's better to have
Yeah.
more negative on the skin, and that's why I make use of clay.
Yeah.
I think yeah,
Yeah, the
and
negatively charged pulls out the toxins from everything.
yes,
Actually, if you, this is the distilled water is actually the
mm,
best water to clean with because of that, because it has that negative charge. So the particles that we don't want in our bodies are actually positively charged and in your environment even. So
mm,
yeah, it's a really good cleaning agent. Have you thought of using the plasma for like washing your brushes or anything like that in your studio?
yeah, yes. I wanted to, but I I haven't tried because I don't want to waste the plasma that I already collect.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I must ask you like how long should I boil? And when we filter it, it must be a slow filter. So
I'm just
yeah.
using, like, I'm not even filtering right now because it's just not practical.
Mm,
But I have filtered in the past and I do like it.
mm,
Um, but I don't think it's totally necessary if you can't. I just let it settle and pour it off the top as something to do in the meantime until I have, a bit more stability. And
mm,
for reducing it, I just simmer it on low on the stove, whatever you have. According to the Damar Tantra, they say to use a earthenware pot and a open flame. I have yet to have that opportunity. So I'm just using whatever I have, a stainless steel pot, and now I have a ceramic stove. And I reduce it just on a low simmer until about, depends on, 1/4 of the volume is best. Like the more concentrate, the better.
mm, mm,
And you, in the past, I've double filtered actually. I've filtered the plasma of that just through like organic coffee filter.
mm,
And then after the reduction, I filter it again and then bottle that up. And that's what I use. That's like my astral lotion, I call it.
Mm,
Yeah, and that's what sorry, that's what I use on my skin. And I usually
yeah.
combine it with moringa oil
I see.
or castor oil. Right now, I don't have any moringa oil left. I need to reorder, but yeah. So I'm just using castor oil and a little bit of coconut oil, which is not my favorite. I thought I could just not have moringa oil. So I sort of purposely let myself run out, and I was like, okay, maybe I can just use the astral lotion. But no, my skin really loves moringa oil and I can feel it missing it.
Mm. So Janos is making this.
Oh,
That's
wow.
quite fascinating. Something like that.
Okay. That's cool looking. You know, that picture reminds me of the crystals
Mm.
in the photographs that Fiona Gardner took of the plasma.
Mm-mm.
As soon as I
Mm.
saw that, it reminded me of the pictures of the sacred geometry in our plasma.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, what a beautiful influence to have children in your studio with you and all that creativity. I'm so excited to see
Yes.
his evolution.
Um.
And
Yeah.
he takes his plasma also.
Yeah. Without him knowing, secretly.
Well, kind of, because he doesn't, he knows, yeah, do you want to share like how the whole bathroom situation for your son?
Bathrooms. Oh. Okay. So.
Because he doesn't really, he doesn't go to the bathroom in a
No.
toilet. Just,
Yeah.
you've
In
sort of
in
you've
when.
trained that into him in a way, or,
Yeah. Yeah. So he likes that I drink his plasma, and he kind of liking this offering
mm,
to to his mom. So yeah, I think it's a very nice gesture for me
mm-hmm,
to give me this offering, and I think the interesting thing is when I drink his plasma, I can understand him too. This is
oh,
something for me. This is wonderful, and I don't know how to explain by understand him by drinking his plasma. Um, yeah, I think it depends with the, the taste of it, and yeah.
yeah, the energy. I mean, we even feel that. I know I feel that in myself. It's like
Mm,
you know yourself better, so it would make sense that you would. I mean, certainly in Lee and I's relationship, we really feel like we know ourselves and each other better. Not that I
mm,
necessarily, we don't really consume each other's, but over this last 6 months of a lot of moving, um, bottles have gotten uh, mixed up, and so that is I know that it's happened. But that's so beautiful, and yeah, the difference, like from when he first started and the change that the because when I think back to the first time I ever drank my plasma, and it's changed so much since then, and it's never
mm,
gone back to that. Like there's something about it that you, as your body over time is purified from doing this practice, the plasma goes through like a big change and you never return to that. I mean, it's always changing, but you really I really feel a big difference from the color and the consistency and the flavor and just the energy of that first time that I consumed it to now is a big, you can really feel the body has changed a lot and become a lot cleaner. And do you feel that from Janosh's plasma also? That there's a big difference there from when he first started?
Very big difference. And there's also difference when there are times that he doesn't have the chance to take his own plasma,
Mm-hmm.
and then the urine is so different, like is, I would say, unpleasant if he doesn't take plasma.
Mm.
Yeah. So when he take his own plasma, I can feel the urine is pleasant
Mm-hmm.
to take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Wow.
E- yeah.
How long?
Even for a 5 years old, I'm so surprised by
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
A fly in the house. um, how long has he been taking this?
Um.
Okay.
Yeah. It talking. I think almost a year. I can't remember. I think a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so strange.
Do you
Suddenly there's fly that goes to you, and um, I want to share this crazy experience. I was I was meditating, and I think there was some flies or something. They were just floating on the air,
Mm-hmm.
and some flying. And then I hear the fly whispering my name. This, yeah, this is so scary. It's like they want to say something to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a message. But for me, I was in the open air,
Mm-hmm.
outdoor,
Mm-hmm.
on the grass field,
Ah,
and there's no sound, and then there's only the sound of the fly.
right.
So scary. Yeah. And then I was talking about this with my friends, and they say this is a little fairies or something.
Yeah.
But I don't trust it. But it was just a scary experience. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. There's a
Mm,
I noticed a big difference when I was in Laos, when we
mm,
were on the at the farm and we were doing the black soldier fly composting,
mm,
and how much cleaner everything felt with using the black soldier fly for taking care of all of our organic waste. And even
mm,
when I was doing humanure with it, they give off this pheromone that
mm,
houseflies don't like.
mm,
And black soldier flies, I don't know if you know this about them. They don't eat. They don't have any mouth. They just have the only thing they do is drink water.
mm,
And their lifespan is super short. They're just there to make more babies. They're not really, they don't have a very long life. It's just a few days. So
mm,
they aren't attracted to food. They mostly lay their eggs like by the compost bin. They're attracted to the fermentation of fruit. So the enzyme production, when I was doing a lot of fermenting to make
mm,
that's another household cleaner, as you know, the fermented, for it's basically like making fruit vinegars that I was doing.
Mm.
And the discard of all that going into the compost is what attracted them there. Um, but everything's so much cleaner, and we had no house flies. People would comment on that when they would come to my space, because flies in town and in the countryside where we were, they were everywhere, but they were not around our space at all. And
Mm.
now traveling in Europe here, it's like house flies. Like you just can't get away from them. When you go to the restaurants outside, they're just everywhere. It's so crazy. And I keep thinking of the black soldier fly larvae, and the black soldier fly, they're so powerful for managing organic waste and keeping things clean. Yeah. So I really miss that. I hope, I trust someday I will be sharing more about that and teaching it and living in a space that reflects where I can show or do this practice again. Yeah. It's so interesting that answers, the solutions to a lot of our problems are very simple, actually. When I did my humanure experiment, I was really enthusiastic about my results, and I was calling my parents. I'm like, you need to build an outhouse, just to, because a lot of people have a septic field, and, it just dawned on me from my experience that the solution to the septic field is to not make it septic anymore.
Mm.
So then the septic field, just by not putting our fecal matter in there and changing your household cleaners into something organic, then the septic field becomes a gray water reservoir to water your garden with, and it's no longer septic.
Mm.
And then the humanure makes such a beautiful compost. Actually, I was so surprised by my experience with that. And yeah, the everything smelled cleaner and felt fresher and just better
Mm.
from that experience. But yeah, so it's
But
so interesting to
do
be using
you
a toilet again.
do, do you like would you consider to breed a lot of black soldier flies in the
Yeah,
future?
they easily multiply. So once you start, it's really, yeah. I would love to do a project in a community, like a waste management project with black soldier fly. Yeah, I would love to have the
Mm.
opportunity to do that. This is sort of why I'm really drawn to Mallorca, because the water issue is big there. They have a lot of demand from all of the people that come. There's a big demand on their water supply, and there's a big um, influence of all of the organic waste. Uh, there's a big opportunity there for to have an influence, to have a positive impact, especially in smaller resorts, and just, yeah, as a way to start to showcase it, to have
Mm.
a retreat center that's eco positive. Would be pretty
Mm.
wild to be able to be a part of something like that. Is sort of a something I'm manifesting into reality. Yeah, the concept I've been talking to a lot over the years about the influence that the Hollyhock uh, leadership um, on Cortez Island, that had a big impact on me. So to take that concept and then to add this aspect to it of dealing with all of the organic waste, you know, beyond just composting the kitchen waste, like all of it. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. So the community uh, just wonder like I think the effective way to have your dream begin is just to make it, you know, like just start.
Mm-hmm.
um, and I was sharing with you about what Yoko Ono did.
Mm-hmm.
She has she also uh, wanted to build a community where there's only freedom and peace. And she's creating an idea for people
Mm-hmm.
to join this community. I think it's so beautiful because I try to find peace as well. I try to find balance, and then I go to the meditation center. But I there's a still like a they make it even in the Buddhist center a gender difference. Uh, like they said this is a mount like a hierarchy in
Mm.
between the male and female, and you know this is a bit for me disappointing. And
Yeah.
yeah, in every way they in every way everywhere there's no equality.
Yeah.
I don't
I actually
understand.
I don't
Yeah.
even use that word equality anymore. I just call it harmony.
Mm,
To actually to
mm,
harmonize, to
mm,
create something together.
mm,
And the resonance that you have between the people that are there.
mm,
Yeah, masculine, feminine, whatever that is, to harmonize, to make some harmony there, like peace, really,
mm.
is another, I guess, way to say that. Harmony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Art is such a beautiful way for people to come together and to create something together through whatever it is, in the garden, through music, through dance,
Yeah.
painting. Yeah.
This is a dream, especially with a young children and a mother like me. Is a dream
Mm-hmm.
to be able to work with a community in the garden,
Mm-hmm.
and then contribute to other than other than arts, contribute to everyday meal,
Mm-hmm.
anything. Yeah, this is a this is a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The energy of children around is so beautiful to be a part of, for
Mm,
sure. I love that
yes.
aspect too. So playful. I really see like in the space like an amphitheater, you know, where you can go do your performances. I remember at Christmas time as kids, we would, before anyone was allowed to open their presents, we would do like our own Christmas Carol presentation. We would make all of the family, we'd have chairs for them, and then we would do this like performance. And that was sort of one of my favorite parts of the whole ordeal, actually, was getting up with my cousins and singing together. And, we weren't worried about being in tune or off tune or even remembering all the lines or anything like that. It was just the energy of it that really, and connecting with each other, and feeling that vibration of those people around you when
Mm,
you sing.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the performing arts. I love theater, actually. I really love theater and outdoor performances and stuff like that. So fun. The whole world's a stage. It really is. And so I guess we're really living in an amphitheater when you think about it. We're in a resonance. We're living inside a resonance chamber. I mean, you climb the
Mm,
mountain and you can hear your voice come back to you in the valleys and the echo. We're living in a huge giant echo chamber, and we are ourselves a resonance chamber. So yeah, the whole world is so magical. I'm so grateful to be here experiencing it. Amazing. Yeah. And being nomadic has really shown me a lot about that. All these different places I've been and people I've met and environments I've been in, and yeah, very
yeah, must have
interesting.
inspired you a lot.
Mhm.
And you sounds like you have a big project in the future. You like you want to create a lot of things.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
been expanding. Uh, the idea has been there for a really long time, and it's just been growing in my imagination. So now that's sort of one of the reasons why I love to do these interactions, is to just share some of the ideas and from the people I've met along the way, to sort of continue the conversations that we had when we were living near each other. Uh,
I think
yeah.
I have a strong feeling um, from your space in Georgetown,
Mm,
uh, the way you live, your lifestyle, your space. I think it makes a big impact in many people.
oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
like for me, I think as well for many other friends. Um, yeah, because I don't think I have met anyone living a clean idea,
Mm,
a clean awareness,
mm,
starting from the basic.
mm,
So I think this is so impactful. And then now we are carrying this idea, and then we're having this ongoing conversation
mm,
about this idea. I think along the way I change also because of you. Yeah, seriously,
mm.
in many ways, now in a deeper level since the since the plasma intake.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Mm,
that was such a big influence on my life too. I
yeah.
mean, I just probably the most impactful thing that I've done for myself is
Mm,
engage in that on that level. Um,
yeah.
it
This
gives you
is,
this feeling of fearlessness.
yeah,
Like it
it's
took away a lot
fearless.
of the, yeah,
Yeah. And then spiritually, uh, somehow, yeah, changes. Uh, I don't know how to explain this.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, you definitely had an impact on my
Mm.
life too. So
How?
the
How
feeling
so?
is, yeah, as you say, these things are really hard to put into words, but how courageous, most recently, how courageous you were becoming a single parent, your courage and in that, and how beautifully
Mm.
that is unfolding for you. Um, yeah,
I
that really
think.
impacted me.
Oh, I think this is to do with Mother Nature,
Hmm.
Mother Spirit. This is a spirit of a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I don't
Yeah,
think
we
we
all
have.
have
Yeah.
a bit of that in us, don't we? It's
Yes.
like the mother spirit is gender neutral because she's in
Mm.
all of us.
Mm.
Yeah, the Orina therapy, it really gives me fearlessness for sure. That was
Mm.
one of my first experiences with it was this fearlessness because I knew that my body could sustain itself. So I had this autonomy come into my being and this knowing that if there was ever going to be a illness or something like that, well, I really felt like I was reversing that possibility even of it even happening, of dis-ease even coming into my life. Um, so it was like this fearless, like the 36-hour fast that I did, that Lee and I did arriving here in Montenegro and arriving with all of the stores closed. And I mean, I could have drank the tap water, but why would you when you have your own plasma? But I was completely like fearless, like arriving here, a new place, new environment, and all the stores closed. It didn't bother me one bit. Even the place we were staying, they were offering us things, and I was like, actually, I don't know. Like, do you want coffee or tea or schnapps? And I was like, no, no, it's okay. And then we went for a walk and found wild berries and pomegranates growing in the ditch. And I was just like, wow, there's so much abundance around. Um, yeah. And when you're walking, it's like you're slowing, riding our bicycles. And Lao was really beautiful, but now going to walking, it gives you another view. And you really see the plants. And as a herbalist, you see what's available for you to use. I'm always looking at the flora and fauna around me, but when you're walking, it's like you have a lot more time to see what's there and observe what's there, and your body is attracted to the things that are useful. This book I read, The Lost Language of Plants, many years ago, I read that. I can't remember the author right now. But anyway, that really spoke to me. The plants, it's like the fly whispering in your ear.
Yeah.
The plants are like that for me. They have messages for us. And through that's what the diet that we're going to now, we call it the astral diet. And it's basically like powdered leaves and powdered barks and whatever things like this that we're putting into our plasma, like the Ayurvedic way, really. That's how all of that was born. All of these medicines were discovered through ingesting them with their plasma, putting the powders in the plasma and taking that into the body and then cycling it back through. Um, so that's really the direction my diet, if you will want to call it that, the astral diet, yeah, is going off
Um,
all of the solid foods.
have you sort of documenting your own life, like the way, like the Ayurvedic rituals that you do and the fasting process you've been through? Did you take videos, any of it, or
I did a little bit at one point, but not a lot. And this next phase will be more because I want to be sharing, having conversations like this more while I'm, as I'm on my journey, like the conversation we're having now.
mm,
So, yeah, it will be more of that. And
yes?
yeah, I do want to start documenting um,
I
some of
think
this.
I think this is part of art to
Yeah.
document yourself, or
Hmm.
maybe before and after, like observation of how your beings changes, or I think this is so powerful. This is
Yes.
a kind, also a kind of art forms you can share
Hmm.
uh, as a work of art uh, for the future exhibition, for example, or I mean for to do independent short films, maybe.
Yeah, I would love to do something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. To
And
to share this idea of peacefulness
hmm,
or something powerful.
yeah. And I really hope to do
Mm,
some retreats with other women in the future. I don't know how this will all come to into its being. I'm really going with like the organic flow of it, actually. But I miss a lot the experience I had running a guest house on Quadra Island. Was really a beautiful one for me. So I want to take that and bring all of this other things I've learned in this journey along the way and sort of combine them with my love of nature. And we would do a lot
mm,
of things. I would invite the every day. I would invite
mm,
whoever whatever guests were there to
mm,
come and engage with nature with me if they wanted to. And
mm,
some of the other guests there became a part of that. There was a
mm,
qigong
mm,
expert and other people that came and stayed there that joined me on that sharing experience with the other people. It was so beautiful.
mm.
We did so many beautiful things with just
Yeah.
engaging with Mother Earth, the Mother Spirit.
Mm.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
would like to share with you. I think, I mean, after this conversation, I will try to record also my own routine so that you know other other people can see, and
Yeah.
then they can observe and tell us how how is the movement, and uh, what do they see a different perspective from people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, I think so many possibilities to contribute, uh, not just in our community, but maybe uh, artist community or in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Mm,
do some of that for sure. The
mm,
some of the body movements. I've After I started plasma therapy and felt like the emotional part of it, the emotional purification, it triggered that in me. And I really saw it in my face, actually. I felt it in my face. And it led me to, just because I was using the plasma on my skin and I was observing, like, in a deeper level, like what my reflection was when I first started this, and now, compared to now, and the change I mean, sure, it's visual, but it's actually emotional to the exterior, to other people. It's like a visual change, like, oh, her skin is better. It's good, but for me, it's an emotional change that took place. So I did a lot of research about the emotional. Our face is like an emotional mirror of ourselves, and there's a lot of I did a lot of work there just to dealing with all of this old trapped emotion, which we mostly trap into our face. Like, our face is literally the interface of the world around us. So much emotion comes through our face, and the different experiences we have, that we have over and over again, they
mm.
get imprinted energetically into our tissue. Oh, I hear this little
Mm.
whispering. So
Oh,
cute.
he's adding more things to his drawings.
I really
Yeah,
love that. Now the star is there. That really reminds me of so much
yeah.
of Fiona Gardner's pictures of our plasma. How will you introduce this to Janosh for his own consumption? Do you have a plan for that? Or you're just going
No,
to let it happen organically?
I think it's I will have to wait uh, a bit to tell him. When I think I'm ready, I will let him know.
Hmm. And about how much does he consume in a day? Like, on
Yeah,
average, would you say?
2 ounces.
Mm,
Yeah, at least 2 ounces.
nice.
Yeah.
And are you fussy about what time of day that is?
No, no.
Just whenever it's convenient and things can
Mm,
flow easily for it
yes,
to happen.
yes.
Yeah.
But he is demanding for me to um, prepare a cup for him, so it's convenient.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, he goes to the bathroom and he discharges his plasma into a
a cup.
vessel, not into the
Yeah,
toilet.
yeah.
He doesn't really like to go to the bathroom in the toilet. Is that right? Like, his
I think so.
preference. Yeah, his
Yeah,
preferences.
yes.
And do you evolve any of his plasma? Do you
Yeah,
reserve?
yeah.
That's super valuable. That'll be really valuable for him later.
Mm,
One thing that we noticed, if you have a toxicity issue, if you have like a food poisoning or just an overdose of something, and you feel like the body needs to purge, the old evolved plasma from when you were clean as a basti, as an enema, is super powerful to stabilize the body back again
mm,
and bring your
mm,
body into homeostasis. In our experience with all this movement, yeah, really amazing. Uh, and to
mm,
the as far as how long, I think 2 weeks. The results, Fiona, or not, that's not Fiona Gardner, Darlene. We're gonna have a talk soon. She did her
mm,
PhD study with 2 weeks evolved plasma and only 5 ml rectally. So with the enema bulb, 5 ml of 2 weeks aged or 2 weeks evolved plasma she had
mm.
amazing results. Every single person straight across the board had reduced liver inflammation, which is a pretty huge, yeah, pretty huge result.
Mm, I see.
Yeah, and we have a question. How did your sleep change doing Orin therapy? Yeah, do you want to share your experience with this, and do you notice some change in Janosh's sleep since he started doing this?
I think Janos, he generally sleeps well,
Hmm.
and myself, I think um, recently I didn't sleep well. Okay. Mm, I didn't sleep well, but I think the plasma helps me to calm. And whenever I am not sleeping, I try to meditate, and yeah, it also helps with my sleep the day after. Yeah. Mm,
Yeah, I noticed a big change in my sleep and especially my dreams, actually. My dreams really changed and became more vivid and movie quality feeling to them. I could talk a lot on that actually. I think it had a huge impact on my dreams. And Lee, this like he had huge congestion problems and just he basically wasn't sleeping. I barely ever remember him sleeping laying down. He would have to sit like semi upright to maybe get some rest. I don't even know how he was operating. But since the plasma therapy, all of that mucus and all of this allergies that he was experiencing, or whatever you want to call it, this aversion to many things around him, is the first time I've seen him actually sleep laying down. And uh, even last night, I rolled over and he was just like totally out cold, and sometimes he'll take a nap in the middle of the afternoon and just lay down and like, boom, fall asleep. I'd never seen him able to do that. Um, in all of the years that we've been together. So, pretty remarkable change. Uh, Even more dramatic for him than for myself, but it can be very impactful for people. Yeah, I actually really, I mean, we call it therapy, but it's really, this is like a part of being in a natural state is to consume this, uh, take our waters back. It's really like very basic.
mm,
Is Janosh is giving you
yeah. Okay.
live? So cool.
Okay 啦，谢谢啦。Thank you 啊。Yeah. It's
Another little precious gift. Wow, that's
yeah,
really cool. I love
yeah, for
that
me.
so much.
Yeah. So
Here
I
you go,
appreciate.
Mom. This is for you.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Mm, amazing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, how it can become so natural to children.
Mm,
So how old was he when you first started? And um, I'm curious about this part of it with children, because you're the second mother now that has a child that they are consuming it, but they are unaware that they're consuming it. It hasn't been revealed to them
mm,
yet. So,
mm.
how old was he when he first began? And can you just share a little of why your choice was in not making it obvious what was happening there? Is it because there's still a lot of programming from just being in society, living in this way that we do, that uh, there's
Yes,
some thoughts
I
there that
think,
it's not good?
yeah, I think for him that the idea of urine um, is something smelly,
Mm-hmm.
is already injected in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but he understands that this tea, he call it
Mm-hmm.
the tea, is a healing tea,
Mm-hmm.
and because he um, observed the plants after uh, watering with the plasma and without, and yeah, he's comparing with the plants, and then I add on a little bit to him about the plasma, saying to him, this is a healing water, and yeah, he likes the idea.
Mm-hmm. A
Mm,
healing tea. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, nice. So
mm,
he actually sees the results of giving this to the plants in your
yes,
environment, and how it's, but he sees that it's beneficial for them. He
yes,
actually notices the results.
yes. But he will reject the water if he smells a bit of, uh,
So you
yeah, of
combine
the
it with
plasma.
juice? Is that what you do?
Um, yeah, I think hot chocolate or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Interesting.
Just to for me, it's a neutralizer for
Yes.
his diet, so quite important.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap it up. We've been talking for over an hour. Wow.
Okay.
And we will resume again, and I'm sure that we will have another wonderful conversation
Okay.
next time. And I just want to bring up your website for people if they want to know more about what you're doing. And is there anything you'd like to share with the audience about what you're, do you have any, yeah, do you have anything planned for this next few months that you want to share?
The plasma electricity generating project. I would like to involve with my lighting work, and hopefully I will, yeah, make this happen, and I will update in my website.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait to see your results and maybe even be a part of the journey in some way with you, because I'm super interested in doing something like that as well.
Okay. Yeah, let's try, and we can share the process all the
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
share with me
I think.
what you found, the document. I would love to read it.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So surprising. Like first page, you can find the PDF.
Yeah, you'll have to share that with me in our conversation offline, and I will share it with Lee, and we'll see what.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure Lee will know what to do.
Yeah, maybe he can help speed the process along.
Yes, yes. Mm.
Okay. Thank you again, my dear friend.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you. Take care. See you again.